and John L. Miller Great Neck North High School. He entered the Air Force in July of 1984. After graduating from the academy, he was commissioned as second lieutenant in the USAF on 1 June 1988. Colonel Lange served as an officer in the active duty Air Force for 30 years, retiring on June 1, 2018. He's a decorated combat veteran of Operations Desert Storm and Allied Force, and has planned and flown numerous combat support, and humanitarian relief missions over the course of his career. Colonel Lange earned a Bachelor of Science degree from the Air Force Academy, and his master's degree is from Webster University and the Air University. He's currently a member of the Great Neck American Legion and Foreign Veterans of Foreign Wars Post, as well as being a member of the Sons of the American Revolution, Air Force Association, USAFA Associations of Graduates, and many, many, many other organizations. Colonel Lange is currently employed by East West Industries in Ronkonkoma, New York, as the Senior Director of Business Development. East West Industries provide life support and life-saving equipment for military and commercial aircraft. It is an honor to introduce this year's Grand Marshal, Colonel David M. Lange.
Yay.
Good morning, Great Neck. It's a tremendous honor for me. Distinguished guests, fellow veterans, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for your attendance today at this important event honoring our fallen heroes, the men and women who gave their lives while serving in the United States Armed Forces. I'd also like to thank the Memorial Day Parade Committee for bestowing the honor upon me to serve as the Grand Marshal for this 95th annual Great Neck Memorial Day Parade. This event is very special to me for a number of reasons. First and foremost, it's an opportunity for us to come together as a community and remember those who paid the ultimate sacrifice to defend our freedoms. This parade is also a part of my personal history. I first marched down Middle Neck Road as a young Cub Scout in the mid-1970s. I marched as a Weeblo and as a Boy Scout. I never dared to dream that I might one day be welcomed back to serve as a Grand Marshal. This is truly an honor. As Scouts, we took great pride in this event. We understood its meaning and significance. I can still remember our Scoutmaster working with us in the days leading up to the event to ensure we knew how to march and keep in step. We cleaned up our uniforms, checked each other over to make sure we were looking sharp, and we did our best to honor our troops, our veterans, our community, and our country. One of the greatest honors was to be afforded the privilege of carrying the American flag. As a young Scout, that flag seemed pretty big. A stiff wind might well have blown us over, but our friends would be there to catch us, and if needed, they'd relieve us and ensure the flag kept flying. I thought about this imagery as I considered my remarks for this important occasion, and I'll come back to this at the end. Thank you for your service. These words are welcome words for our veterans who hear them. I'm always appreciative and sincerely and truly grateful when I'm thanked, but there's part of me that feels that those who deserve it most are not present to receive it. My fellow veterans all deserve a heartfelt thanks. Many suffer from the terrible scars. Some we can see, other scars remain hidden but are no less severe. These warriors all deserve a salute, a hug, or just a respectful nod. But how do we thank those who have lost their lives while serving our country? These brave heroes are so much more than just numbers reported on the news or recorded in our history books. These were real people, just like you and me. Each one an individual with hopes and dreams too often unfulfilled. They all had parents, many had spouses and children, all left behind friends and people who loved them. Countless lives were changed forever when they departed our world. We remember them today. We remember all of them. It made no difference what their race was, what their family's national heritage was, what God they worshiped, or who they loved. Each and every one of these brave souls took up the battle standard of our nation and sacrificed for something they believed was larger than any one of us. They are all heroes, and we remember them all today. I would never presume to speak for our fallen heroes, but I did want to share my personal thoughts on this matter. How do we thank them? We begin by remembering their sacrifice and remembering them as people. Next, we can in part repay their sacrifice by caring for the families they left behind. We must also care for their comrades who survived them, many of whom continue to struggle and suffer long after they left service. And there's another way we can repay them. This brings me back to my earlier reference about carrying the flag at the parade. Flags play an important part in military history. In the chaos of battle, smoke obscures the field, the roar of war engines drown out the call of the bugle and the shouts of commanders. Soldiers look for our flags to signal their actions and as rallying points. The importance of our flag is highlighted in many songs and is, of course, prominently featured in our national anthem. Being a flag bearer was dangerous business. During the U.S. Civil War, countless flag bearers bravely led attacks. Armed only with the flags they held, many fell, never to rise again. But always there was another soldier there to pick up the flag and carry it forward, to inspire, to give hope. How can we thank our departed heroes? We can pick up the flag and we can carry it forward. We can do our part to secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. We can and we must do everything within our power to ensure that the lives of our heroes were not given in vain. We must all work for a better America. We all should be thanked for our service to this end. The first responders who protect our lives and our property, the teacher who works to educate and inspire our young, the doctors and nurses who work long hours to make us well, and everyone who strives to contribute to the greater good. And we cannot forget one of the most important jobs, being a parent. It is the parents who help shape the future, and our children carry the vision forward, adding their own aspirations and dreams. Sometimes, our children teach us as much as we teach them. Sadly, we must leave the burden to them to help build the world we all hope for. A world that is free, a world that is safe, a world filled with love, and a world without war. A world without war. I think that's something all of our fallen heroes might have wished for. And so I leave you with this thought. As we remember those who gave their lives to defend our country, let us all pledge to do our best to thank them for their service and their sacrifice by keeping the American dream alive and striving to defend the freedoms envisioned by our founding fathers and fought for by generations of brave Americans. Thank you.